it's not always you get an opportunity to breathe the same air as members of the glorious 1983 World Cup winning squad, and I'm getting that privilege on the day which has been etched in Indian history, not just cricket history, not just sports history, but cricket history. And I'm joining members of the 1983 World Cup winning team, of course, Jimmy Amarnath, Krish Shrikant and Madan Lal. What a pleasure to have all of you together. Jimmy, I want to ask you first.
Yes.
What is it about the 1983 win that still is so alluring? It gives you goosebumps when you think about it. I don't know what you think, but it is a story that is never fading, and it's been almost 40 years.
Yes, it won't actually, because see, when unexpected thing happens, you always remember. So I think 83 is one of those stories, where people didn't expect anything to happen, and the magic happened on that 25th of June, 1983. I think that is one of the reasons, because then it has been passed on from generations. And that's the reason, because even after so many years, people still remember 83. I'm sure like your father, it must be your relative, they must be talking about it and saying this is what happened on that day and this is what they were doing. And it's passed on from one generation to another. I think it has passed on to 3 generations, is what I feel.
Yes.
So that's why it is always alive.
Chris, Chika, what do you think? What is the magic of the 1983 story?
The magic is teamwork. End of the day, teamwork and self-belief is the magic for the 1983 World Cup story. I have 2 big heroes in 1983 with me, Madan Lal ji and Jimmy Amarnath, my good friends. So you have to understand one thing.
We are not 2 heroes. We have 15 heroes.
No, I have 2 heroes with me here, I say.
With you.
Okay. What I'm trying to say is, you asked a question to Jimmy, right? I mean, the honest truth, in my opinion, is on 83. June 25th, 1983, 39 years back. I still say this, I've said this in a million times in the interviews. You could walk on the streets in any part of the world and as a proud Indian say, hey, we are the world champions.
Right.
That's what it did to an Indian.
Yes.
It's not for Indian cricket. Yes. It's as an Indian.
As a country.
As an Indian, as a country, it was a very proud feeling. I mean, as in the movie, the manager said very rightly, Izzat milna chahiye. The respect we got from that has passed on, as Jimmy said very rightly, from generation to generation. And now you see you can see it in the Indian cricket today.
Yes.
Indian cricket is flourishing.
And that belief came from the 1983 win.
Maybe. I don't want to say that, but you could say that.
Madan Baji, what will you say? But can you tell us a little bit about, did you guys really believe that you could win? Or, were you there to make up the numbers?
Look, without believing, you cannot do anything.
Yeah.
You have to believe in yourself and to perform well each and every match. So things happen for you. So that's what happened for us.
What was that one single ingredient that you would say, every player gave such glorious performances, every player stood up in some match or the other, and you fought like heroes?
Yeah, see, if you look at each and every game, like Yashpal Sharma, who's no more with us, Jimmy, Shrikant and myself, and Kapil, most of the team, they have performed, each and every body has taken a responsibility to win the game. That's where you win the World Cup.
But the belief aaya kahan se?
Aaya kya? Yahan pe hai.
I'll tell you where it came from. I always believe that the first match of any big tournament, especially a World Cup, is the most important game. And I think that's the game which gave us the belief that we could do wonders. The first match at Manchester, when we beat West Indies at the World Cup at Manchester, in my opinion, is the turning point of the World Cup. Yes, eventually people talk.
The turning point was when we beaten West Indies in Gora Gora.
No, that is what you're talking about.
That's the first game.
Yeah, that is where the belief started coming from. I mean, I added it, which Kapil said very rightly in some of his interviews. But I'm saying that first match, Jimmy, you agree with me, right? The first match of a tournament is an important match, right?
No, I think we were taking one game at a time. And the good thing I think about the team was we were happy-go-lucky guys in a way. We were very relaxed.
Happy-go-lucky means that's it. Because I didn't have picnic like Jimmy Amarnath. I was not hard-working like Madan Lal. I was having fun.
You were having the time of your life.
I was having fun, and with
Even
these
batting
no,
and
in those
outside
days
and inside,
he was
having
very
fun.
quiet. He won't talk that much.
I was always a talkative person. Ask anybody. I will be a talkative person right from my school days, yeah.
Yes,
No, in
yes.
39 years he has improved. You know?
Improved.
मेरा हिंदी बहुत improve हो गया भाई.
He's still going up and up.
Yeah,
and up,
क्या
and up.
करूँ सजनी आए ना बाले.
So what do you think? You were the hero of both the semis and the finals. So it must be. How do you feel today? I get goosebumps when I watch the footage. And you guys, all of you young, dashing, strapping young men, and you caught the imagination of the entire country.
Yeah, I think as far as I'm concerned, I was just taking one game at a time, and like whether it was semis or finals. And I think the thing was to take the responsibility at that particular moment. That was the key of the success of 1983. So it's like semi-final, okay, like if anything, any bowler would go to the bowling run-up, it was not the captain who was giving any instruction, and he knew what to do. He knew his responsibility. As a batter, we all knew what we were supposed to do and take the responsibility at that particular moment. I think that helped the team. If you see the scorecards or the matches, not that 5-4 people perform straight away in one game. You needed one guy, whether it was Madan, whether it was Shrikant, or whether it was Sandeep Patil, or it was Kapil, or Yashpal Sharma, or anybody else in the team as such. So that helped the team to move from one step to another.
मधीबा जी आपने तो वो ओवर भी मांगा था विव रिचर्ड्स के खिलाफ.
बल मार पड़ रही हो तो और क्या कर सकते हैं.
अपने आप को प्रूव करना है.
नो प्रूव नहीं मेरे को किसी को करना था. क्या होता है कि ग्रेट बैट्समैन जो होते हैं ना, ये डेफिनेटली दे हैव द लॉट ऑफ कॉन्फिडेंस इन देमसेल्फ, एंड इफ यू डोंट गो आफ्टर देम दे विल किल यू. So, like, it's not me or taken a one wicket. Jimmy has taken, Roger Binny has taken, Balbinder Singh Sidhu has taken. Gordon Gray is still standing there where the ball has come. So, these most of the team they have performed. That's why Jimmy rightly said that. That's why we won the World Cup. It's not one person, it's the whole team. That's why we are all together.
Was the magic that the 1983 World Cup winning team had, that despite all the odds against you, despite not winning a World Cup match and facing big teams like West Indies, Australia, you were still able to bring the best?
Magic was our captain, Kapil there, definitely, and the contribution made by all the players. It was not a one-man show. When you play as a team, like you have 10 fingers, but आप जब मुट्ठी बनाते हो तो ताकत बन जाती है. It's like it worked well. The unity, the bond, everything was extraordinary. And every match there was a different performer, different hero.
Yes.
That was real magical.
Rare pleasure to relive the memories of the 1983 World Cup win. For a lot of us, we weren't around there at that time, but that story lives on. And just why I want to talk about that with both Roger Binny and Dilip Vengasarkar. Thank you for making time. I've been trying to ask a lot of your team members, what is so alluring about the 1983 story that you think lives on? And this story is for forever and, ever inspiring.
I think there it was, we were underdogs. No one expected us to go into the World Cup and win it. So that's what it is. I mean, we changed everybody's mindset. They all expected us to just go there, play 5 or 6 games and come back home, without anything. But I think our team played like champions, and that's what happened really.
Dilip sir, what do you remember the most when you look back on those days? Because, we've seen a movie now made, we're seeing a book released. There's so many endless stories still to be told. We cannot imagine what went on. But what comes to your mind?
The entire performance of our captain Kapil Dev, I think he was the star of the show. And for Roger got all the wickets. He was the highest wicket taker of the World Cup. And Kapil's innings of at the 175 and his catch to dismiss at the Viv Richards. So these are the things that come to my mind after so many years.
Not the blow that you took on your jaw?
Actually, I want to forget that. Yeah. Yes, of course, I remember that. And but of course, the victory against West Indies, at the first one at Old Trafford and later on at the Lords.
And can you share with me, Roger, what was the change that this win brought to your life? Was it a dramatic change, or were you realizing only slowly that my life will never be the same again, and possibly Indian cricket will never be the same again?
Well, for me personally, it didn't really change my life that much.
Really?
It made me proud.
Yeah.
It made me very happy for what I've done for the country and for my family. So but it really didn't really change life that much for me. I mean, I was the same person. I kept on playing my matches and played cricket right up to for the next 4 years.
But what do you think, Dilip sir, this win did for Indian cricket? Of course, it just kind of, that love for cricket, which existed before, especially for the longer format in India, then transformed into a format for the 50 overs or the 60 overs at that time, now for the T20. What is it about cricket that the love for cricket in India just never fades? What is it about this sport that connects so much from generation to generation, you think?
The thing is that I think in this game, India has got the best chance to win. So that is what I feel, I think, was very important. 83 at the win, I think, was a historic occasion for all of us, especially in India. And everybody loves the game. And that, I think, allowed the game to become more and more popular and bigger. And of course, I think we got sponsorships. And the rest, as you said, is history. Because I think nowadays, if you see, millions of people play cricket. And that was, I think, we all started in 1983.
The dominance we see from India today, and obviously since 1983, we won 2 more World Cups in the T20 format and, of course, the 50-over format. Do you think that dominance, all of it is credit to you guys for what you achieved in 83?
I'm sure it motivated them, because though it put a bit of pressure on them, after we won in 83, we played again in 87 in India. And then I think everybody's expectations were too high on us winning again, you see. So I think the teams that came in first after that were motivated. They did have a chance in 2004, 2005, and they played in South Africa against Australia. But somehow they didn't win the cup. They had a very good team at the time. But I think, we've definitely motivated the kids to play and win.
And what do you make of the current team's chances? There are a couple of World Cup assignments coming up.
Well, excellent. I think we have a very good team. The Indian team is doing really well. And we've got a lot of hopes from the team. There are some outstanding cricketers who are playing at the moment. We've got good attack also. And excellent batting lineup. There are 2 teams playing. One is playing T20 tournament, one is playing Test match cricket. So I think there's a lot of option for the selectors as well. So it's a great sign for Indian cricket.
And you've been a selector, so you know exactly how to put the selector's hat. You think India has the right mix, Dilip sir?
I don't know about that at the moment. I think because we have not seen the team for the World Cup now. But I'm sure the Indian team is in good hands, and they will pick the right balance. Hope it will be a mixture of experience and youth as well. And I wish them all success.
Sir, I do have to ask you, since I have you with me, what do you make of the ups and downs that Virat Kohli has recently witnessed? He's been through a lean patch, but he's a champion cricketer for us. Do you think with some time off, with some break, he can bounce back?
I'm sure he'll bounce back. And I think once he gets going, I think he'll score big runs because he's a world-class player. I think he has done extremely well in the past, and he's got lots of cricket in him still. And I'm sure I think he will do extremely well. And I want him to score a big 100 in England.
Absolutely, you would love that. And Roger sir, I want to ask you a little bit about the pace attack that India has today. We've never seen a pace attack so reliable, fast, but also very wily, and then a crop that India can pick and choose from. So these are glorious days for pace bowling in India.
Yeah, that's the department we've really done well in the past. The fast bowlers keep coming. It's not that we just have a few and then they disappear. But every year you see a different crop of fast bowlers coming through. And well, that's excellent for us, because I think when we go outside India, we need that sort of pace to tackle the opposition. It's definitely a very, very good and healthy sign for Indian baseball.
Well, I thank you for your time, and let the story of 1983 inspire our current team more and more to win the World Cups. Thanks a lot for watching.